Today on ZZZ Made Easy, we're gonna jam out to the soothing melodies of Miss Astra Yao. This guide will cover Astra's main mechanics, how to build her, plus some team composition ideas you can try out. At the end of the main guide, I'll go over some smaller details on Astra's kit. This video was made in collaboration with Hoyoverse and uses footage from the creator beta server. Most of the agent sound effects are not enabled, and I can't show off Astra's new outfit, so you have to check those out for yourself in version 1.5. Thank you Hoyoverse for this opportunity. Astra is an S-rank ether support agent. She's our first limited support and can function completely from off-field for almost the entire battle. Just because Astra may not actively be a part of combat, it doesn't make her a boring agent. Her presence alters the usual flow of ZZZ's combat and brings new ways to play. It's a little jarring at first, but if you can keep in time with your own rhythm, Astra and her team can put on quite the show. When a battle begins, Astra can enter her buffing state by tapping or holding special attack. Holding a direction will make Astra dash, and she then plants her mic before triggering an attack plus a quick assist. Swapping from Astra in this state will leave her on the field while she sings. She's invulnerable, but Astra is going to be considered on field. This is an important distinction for certain effects. Now Astra's buffing state is called the Idyllic Cadenza state. I may refer to this as when Astra is singing, and this state lasts technically forever. In this state, Astra gives her entire team plus 20% extra damage and plus 25% extra crit damage at skill level 12. When in control of Astra, she cannot move and gains increased anti-interrupt levels with 40% damage reduction. You can basic attack and dodge plus dodge counter. If you swap back to Astra while she's singing, she will automatically do her special attack again to stay in the Idyllic Cadenza state. Now besides her damage buffs, Astra's main gimmick is enabling quick assist in ways we haven't seen in ZZZ. Any of her attacks while singing triggers a quick assist. The Astra voice drive disc 4-piece set relies on quick assist activations. Astra can trigger one pretty much on demand. In the top of the screen under her portrait, Astra has 4 stars. These are called Chords, and they are simply another visual aid for Astra's energy bar. For every 25 energy, Astra gains 1 chord. If you trigger a quick assist, chain attack, or perfect assist with 25 energy, Astra consumes that amount and releases 1 tremolo attack. Tremolo is the Ether Lightning Strike looking moves. If you do a quick assist with 25 energy, that tremolo hit is considered an EX special. Now while Astra can trigger quick assist on demand, the Idyllic Cadenza state allows allies to trigger their own quick assist. When any ally attack hits, a quick assist prompt triggers every 3 seconds. If you do a heavy attack, aka any move that can trigger a chain attack, then this can occur every 1 second. Astra creates a whole new dynamic by enabling quick assist between 2 agents back and forth. While singing, Astra will no longer be considered as part of your usual team order. This means you will never quick assist to Astra, even if she usually is the agent you would swap to next. It may seem simple, but this can be a bit disorienting. I will share some tips on how to get comfortable with this, but first let's finish going over Astra's main mechanics. To add some player skill, Astra has a unique precise quick assist mechanic. When you have 25 energy or 1 chord usable, the quick assist prompt becomes white before returning to its usual color. The white prompt is the precise assist. If you swap with the precise assist, Astra will follow up her tremolo with 3 tone cluster attacks. These are the 3 falling star looking projectiles. You know you've done a precise assist because there's a wavy visual on the bottom of the screen and Astra sings a little melody. This was the only sound effect I had enabled, so you're gonna hear it a lot in this video. Now if you instead swap with chain attacks or perfect assists while consuming energy, these will count as precise assists. You're gonna get those extra attacks automatically. This brings us to Astra's additional ability. Astra needs an attack or anomaly agent to activate this. When consuming energy to trigger precise assist or her finale basic attack, Astra will follow up with an extra 1 tremolo and 3 tone clusters. I'll cover the finale basic attack later, but basically if you do a precise assist, Astra will send out 2 tremolos and 6 tone clusters total, double her damage output. With that said, tremolos and tone clusters aren't exactly doing massive damage, and crit stats are a secondary stat for Astra. The tone clusters can miss sometimes, and bolt moves do not build up a lot of anomaly. It's free damage, but Astra is focusing on buffing over personal damage. This brings us to Astra's core passive, taking everything we've covered. When Astra's team triggers a quick assist, chain attack, or perfect assist, and you consume 25 energy, the core passive kicks in. Astra and the agent swapping in gain 35% of Astra's initial attack stat, up to a max of 1200 attack at core level F. This buff lasts for 20 seconds, but if you retrigger the effect, you can also extend the timer up to 30 seconds. Astra is a bit of a mix of Lucy and Sokaku. She must build attack and passes a portion of her attack stat as an attack buff. Astra only buffs 1 ally swapping in, kinda like Sokaku, but since Astra's allies trigger quick assist between each other, she can end up buffing both of them. Even though Astra's buffing is completely hands-off for most of the fight, you need to adjust your playstyle. There is no cooldown on the core passive trigger, meaning if you do a quick assist every 3 seconds, you're going to chew through Astra's energy and you're wasting unused buffing time. The quick assist prompt is going to keep showing up, but I heavily suggest waiting a bit. Ideally, you want to stay with one agent for about 10 to 15 seconds, then quick assist or perfect assist out. This gives Astra time to regen energy. 15 seconds is also a good max amount because this is the limit on the Astra Voice Drive Disc 4-piece. Basically, Astra's damage and crit damage buffs are always active while she's singing, but her attack buff needs to be passed via a non-standard agent swap, and Astra needs 25 energy. Like when playing music, you want to find a good rhythm and try to stick to it. Do too many quick assists too fast and Astra runs out of energy. Stay on the field too long and the core passive attack buff and Astra Voice disc set will run out. Astra's chain attack is a simple burst move, but this attack actually does pretty good anomaly buildup. At least for Chiyu mobs, if I got a stun off, sometimes Astra's chain attack could trigger corruption and get an easy disorder proc. Definitely good if you need some ether anomaly. Now after the chain attack, Astra will automatically be in the Idyllic Cadenza state, and even though it doesn't state it, this move does trigger a quick assist. Astra's quick assist can proc the Astra Voice 4-piece and stuff like Starlight Engine. This means Astra going last in your chain attack stun sequence isn't a bad call. Another reason to go last is that you can go into Astra's ultimate. By the way, Astra has 2 ultimate animations. I just did a video on the new ultimate system in ZZZ. The starting support ults are great because they grant extra energy to your team. Astra's ult does not grant any energy, instead she's our very first healer in the game. At level 12, Astra can heal 2,950 HP, let's just round it up to 3,000. In addition, the next 2 quick assists done by your team will be replaced by chain attacks. Astra ends her ult in the Idyllic Cadenza state, meaning she triggers a quick assist. If you're doing this during a stun phase, Astra's team can do 2 extra chain attacks with that stun damage multiplier. There is one downside to these extra chain attacks though, and that's they do not seem to count as quick assists, which means you will not trigger the 4-piece Astra Voice set. Slightly unsynergistic there. Now despite not being on the field a ton, Astra really does change how you play the game. Her enabling of quick assist can get confusing, so I'd like to take the time to break down exactly what is happening. Let's start with 3 combos using the extra chain attacks via Astra's ultimate. As a reminder, Astra will grant her attack buff on chain attacks, meaning she will consume 25 energy or 1 chord. This first combo is the high chord double chain attack combo. For all of these setups, you're going to want to end the initial regular chain attacks with Astra. Once she finishes her chain attack, do your ultimate. This starts a quick assist which leads directly into the extra chain attack of your first ally. After they finish, you get another quick assist prompt which leads to the second extra chain attack of your second ally. At this point, with enough energy, Astra's singing state allows another quick assist back to your first ally. This combo requires 4 to 5 chords before starting the stun phase. It's possible if you save energy on Astra, but it's also kinda unrealistic because Astra's team should be swapping out at some point before stunning. I don't want to dwell on the high chord combo, instead the standard double chain attack combo will apply in most cases. End the initial chain attack with Astra, ult, and then begin your first extra chain attack. Afterwards, you can do your second extra chain attack. At this point, most Astras will not have any chords left, which means no quick assist prompt is going to show up. Well, if you press the swap agent button, you can now bring Astra back out. She does her regular special, which triggers a quick assist. Use this to get back to ally number 1 and then finish off the stun phase with their usual damage moves. You may have picked up that the standard double chain attack combo shouldn't work if you don't have chords. Astra needs energy to trigger her quick assist for allies, so how does the second extra chain attack get a prompt if she has no energy? I could not figure that out. I don't believe it's stated in the kit, so I have to assume it's either a bug or Astra's granting a free quick assist prompt after you start the first extra chain attack. If intended, this makes for a very smooth double chain attack after Astra's ult. You then regular swap to Astra and she can trigger her own quick assist to cycle back to ally number 1. The funny thing is that if Astra regens enough energy, you might actually quick assist to ally number 1 directly, similar to our high chord combo. Because Astra's chords are active immediately once she gets 25 energy, this is where swapping can be confusing. It's a good thing not needing to use Astra for her quick assist, but if you're not expecting it, then it may throw you off. This brings us to our last combo, the triple chain attack. Essentially, you can give both of the extra chain attacks to the same ally. As usual, do your first chain attack, then Astra ult, do the second chain attack, then wait. After the quick assist prompt disappears, you want to backwards swap to Astra. She quick assists right back to the same ally, and this will trigger your third chain attack. Not attacking during the stun phase seems kinda bad. You can attack after the second chain attack, but the catch is that this would re-trigger the quick assist prompts over and over if Astra has energy. Normally, in a regular situation, your first 2 chain attacks trigger Astra's chords if possible. This depletes her energy, which gives you the opening to backward swap instead of quick assisting. If the prompt doesn't go away while you attack, it's because Astra regened just enough energy after your second chain attack. If you want to test this out, try this combo with and without infinite energy in the training lab. Moving on, I want to share some tips for teams with Astra. At the start of a battle, Astra can contribute to grouping up smaller mobs. Astra's third basic can be held to group up enemies together. You can also hold basic after pretty much any other move to start the same attack. If you want to go straight into buffing, Astra can hold her special attack to also group up mobs. This charge up releases 3 to 4 tremolos, and Astra enters her Idyllic Cadenza state, meaning you can quick assist and buff up the next ally coming in. She's not going to hold mobs in place like Nicole, but Astra can make it easier for certain teams to at least get some AoE damage off. Next up for Astra's tremolos and tone clusters that are triggered when she buffs an ally. Because she's technically considered on field, Astra can trigger ether anomalies without being the active agent. These attacks do not build up the most anomaly themselves, but Astra may proc corruption throughout the battle. When Astra is out singing, you may have noticed the agent HUD changes. Astra will always occupy the right slot. This makes it easier to see how many chords she has ready, but it also means the swap order of your 2 other agents may not be correct. For example, if my team order is Astra, Jujuin, and Ambi, then when Ambi is the active agent, the agent to the right of her should be Astra. This is true normally because the swap button should go from left to right in order. However, when Astra is singing, she stays on the right side permanently. Due to her quick assist enabling, Astra herself is never going to quick assist in. You effectively have a 2-man team, meaning all your quick assists are back and forth between 2 allies. If you want to swap to Astra, you can still do this by regular swapping from Ambi or backward swapping from Jujuin. However, you can't have any quick assist prompt on your screen. Like with our triple chain attack example, you must stop attacking or Astra can't have any energy because that's what's going to cause the quick assist trigger. If you want to get to Astra no matter what, you can always double tap swap when you use her quick assist. No matter your current team order, your 2 allies will be on field, meaning the next available unit to swap in is going to be Astra. Last major thing I want to discuss is team order. It matters a lot for Astra teams. Like usual, you want to place Astra ahead of your main damage dealer. This agent will always come in after Astra because she always triggers a quick assist. If you have an ally that also has a quick assist, you want them in the 3rd slot. Normally this means they will quick assist to Astra, but when she's singing, she's not available for quick assist at all. This means the quick assist now defaults to the ally in slot 2. Using Piper and Bernice for example, I can have Piper in slot 2, Astra will always send Piper in after her chain attack or ultimate. When Bernice uses her ult, she will also quick assist to Piper now. We've gone over mechanics and tips for switching agents, but to get Astra's 1200 attack buff, you need to build for it. Astra might be the most expensive support agent to build. Her buffs and healing are based on the level of your skills. If you want 20% damage and plus 25% crit damage, you need to get Astra's special skill to level 12. If you want 3000 HP healing, you need to level the ultimate to 12. For most agents, you can get by with level 11 skills with core passive level E. For Astra, I would highly recommend investing all the way up to core passive level F. This is because the scaling of her attack is shared with her allies is being based on this level, and even level E is a huge difference if you want the max attack buff. With core passive level F, Astra needs 3,429 initial attack. 35% of that number is just over 1,200. With level E, you would need 3,750 for the same max attack buff. Basically, Astra's looking to have 1 energy regen source and then percent attack for everything else. Even with her signature, you need to fish for some percent attack substat rolls. Without it, you need even more substat RNG. Luckily, Astra has a couple decent W engine options, but having such a high attack requirement for her max attack buff means S-rank W engines will make building her easier. Taking Astra's signature Elegant Vanity for example, it has the highest base attack for any support W engine at 713. It then has a plus 30% attack main stat. On quick assist, perfect assist, or chain attacks, Astra gains 5 energy and this has a 5-second cooldown. For every 25 energy consumed, aka every time Astra buffs her ally, she gains plus 10% damage for the whole team. This stacks 2 times, lasts 20 seconds, and you can refresh the duration. As long as Astra's buffing up someone every 20 seconds, this can be a permanent 20% extra damage for your teammates. For 3 A-rank W engine options, these all have 50% energy regen main stats. Lucy's Kaboom the Cannon is fine, the stacking attack buff is an in-combat one, and Astra is only 1 unit, but she can contribute 1 stack often since she attacks every so often with tremolos and tone clusters. For Nicole's the Vault, the good news is that Astra's tremolos while buffing are considered EX specials, and thus activate this W engine's effects. Plus 15% damage against the target for the whole team, and Astra gets extra energy regen. However, this effect only lasts 2 seconds. The only EX tremolo Astra gets is the very first one when she buffs. The tremolo from her additional ability does not count, meaning the Vault's buffs actually only last 2 seconds until Astra buffs again. This can work for something like a quick assist or chain attack into an ultimate immediately. It's not going to cover a full damage rotation. For the Battle Pass Unfeathered Game Ball, its effects will only proc against ether weak enemies for Astra. It provides plus 12% crit rate for 12 seconds against those foes. This effect works on any hits, meaning the additional abilities extra tremolo and tone clusters will refresh and extend the duration. Basically, you should have this up anytime Astra buffs your teammates. Unfortunately, Unfeathered Game Ball does have a lower base attack than Kaboom or the Vault. For Rena's Reaping Cradle, it has the second highest base attack, but it has a pen ratio main stat. This W engine does grant a flat plus 0.6 energy regen per second, however, it's only for off-field users. Astra is considered on-field when singing, so sadly she does not get that regen. For Slice of Time, it's the only actual free-to-play A-rank option since it's craftable. The pen ratio main stat isn't good, but it can give some energy when its effect triggers. As for Sokaku's Bashful Demon, it's the only other attack main stat support W engine. Its attack boost can work with Astra's EX Tremolo procs while buffing, but Kaboom's buff is slightly higher, and Astra would need to buff an ally within 12 seconds to stack Bashful Demon. It's not a bad option, just that Kaboom mostly is easier to use. Your W engine selection will determine your drive disc main stats. Typically, if you have an energy regen main stat, W engine, you're going to go for percent attack in partitions 4, 5, and 6. This would be for Kaboom, the Vault, and Unfeathered Game Ball. If you have a percent attack main stat W engine, then you can go with energy regen partition 6 disc instead. Unfortunately, unlike Sokaku and Lucy, Astra needs so much attack to max out her buff that you can't really afford to run other main stats like crit rate or anomaly. At the bottom, I've listed the total percent attack you need with Astra's signature and then the gotcha A-rings with energy regen. For Elegant Vanity, Astra needs plus 118% extra attack. The W engine, Partition 4 and Partition 5 main stats are all 30% attack. This puts Astra at 90%. With your 2-piece Astral Voice and 2-piece Homon Punk, we get another 20%, so Astra sits at plus 110% attack. To surpass 118%, that requires 3% attack substats because each substat roll is 3% itself. If you plan to use Kaboom or the Vault, Astra needs 133% attack. Replacing Partition 6 with a third 30% attack main stat means we can still hit 110% attack before substats. You will, however, now need 8% attack rolls to get the max buff. One downside for the triple percent attack drive to setup is that you only have partitions 1, 2, and 3 to get more percent attack rolls. For partitions 4, 5, and 6, you can still roll flat attack substats. Each flat attack roll counts for slightly less than half a percent attack roll. Do not be too worried about farming perfect substats. For Kaboom or the Vault, if you have triple percent attack drive disc with 2-piece Astral Voice and Homon Punk, you will still almost get a plus 1100 attack buff. You can optimize to get that last 100 attack, but this is already a substantial boost. For signature holders, if you're lucky with your rolls, you can have the option to go for 2-piece Swing Jazz instead of Homon Punk. More energy regen for Astra means more quick assist opportunities. Now, we should actually talk about what the 4-piece Astral Voice set does. Essentially, every quick assist gives all agents an Astral buff for 15 seconds. You can stack this 3 times and refresh the timer. Each stack of Astral is 8% damage, so at full power that's plus 24% damage. The one catch is that the buff only applies to the agents who are entering via quick assist. For example, Astral will never get the buff because she's never being quick assisted in. To no surprise, Astral Voice is made for Astra Yao. You want to try and quick assist before the 15-second timer runs out, but you also don't want to swap too quickly or Astra runs out of energy. Upkeeping the buff can be easier with units like Bernice, Seth, or Lighter who can have their own quick assist triggers. You can also just run a second support with Astra. For teams, Astra feels similar to Lucy as a support that kinda can go in any team comp without really worrying about her additional ability trigger. The extra damage is nice, but Astra's not really a sub DPS. Since she buffs attack mainly though, Astra benefits every damage dealer in the game, and all units can use the extra percent damage bonus from her Idyllic Cadenza state, plus the Astra Voice set. The main thing to keep in mind is that Astra's teams want to swap back and forth, generally before every 15 seconds. If you don't care about your stunner's damage, you can keep them out the entire time till stun. When you're ready, Astra will buff your attacker on chain attacks, and you can do the double or triple chain attacks we talked about if you want. This can work for any stun attacker pairing. For Jujuin, even though Astra is an S-rank ether support, I honestly don't think she absolutely replaces Nicole. With Astra, proccing corruption is a little iffy, which might mean the 4-piece chaotic metal might not trigger. You also need a new DPS rotation, especially if you're going to be using Astra's ult. For other solo type on-field units like Billy or Jane, you really want to pace your quick assist. Swapping at the wrong time might mean no attack buffs for quite a while. For Billy specifically, the double chain attack from Astra's ult will let him empower his own ultimate. You can do Billy's second chain attack to Nicole, who then goes back to Billy to finish with ult. It's a very fun combo. For Seth, I don't know if it's a bug, but sometimes just regular attacking and then using Astra's quick assist will trigger Seth's core passive shield, giving it to Jane. For example, you can have Seth do his charged up EX special and quick assist to Jane during that. She's gonna get this shield, which is good, but I don't think that's supposed to happen. We'll see if that changes. For other teams, Astra is pretty much a perfect unit for double DPS setups. For anomaly disorder teams, both agents can get Astra's buffs, spend some time building up their anomalies, and then quick assist to their partner to get disorder triggers. It's a little hectic, but even when I messed up the timings, it still felt like Astra was worth the spot. One benefit for disorder teams is that Astra's extra chain attacks from ulting means another source of easy anomaly buildup. I do feel like with regular attack stun teams, Astra doesn't really get a ton of ultimates, or she doesn't build it up very fast since she's not on field. With disorder teams having higher decibel buildup generally, I did feel like I could ult Astra more often, or just I would have it ready earlier in the fight. For even more teams, Astra feels like a perfect complement to someone like Lighter. Lighter buffs fire and ice percent damage a lot, while Astra mainly buffs attack with damage and crit damage on the side. Lighter wants to stay off field to build up morale, which works great with an on-fielder like Soldier 11. They can take turns quick assisting when Astra buffs both of them. In the future, it seems like Evelyn will also fit the same role as Soldier 11. Now with all of his own buffs and Astra's buffs, this is another case where something like DPS Lighter can work. Bernice supplies burn from off field, Lighter just punches everything himself. It's a good time. You can try Astra out with any other unusual off-meta DPS builds. For a more maybe intended double DPS team, Harumasa with an anomaly ally is a great time. I talked about this being one of my favorite ways to play Harumasa, and Astra absolutely fits this playstyle. Anomalies last for 10 seconds. Harumasa can spend those 10 seconds attacking with extra damage from his additional ability. When it's over, you swap back to your anomaly agent like Grace or Miyabi, spend some time building up their anomaly, Astra's regaining energy, and you can swap back to Harumasa and you just cycle back and forth while the buffs are up. It's a similar concept to a disorder team, just less disorders, more Harumasa dashing around. For the Afterparty tips section, let's talk about Astra herself if you do use her on field. This will be a more casual info dump. I assume because we won't see Astra a lot in battle, her signature W engine effect is just always active. Astra gets a purple glow on her hair and a little more starry visual effects. When in the Idyllic Cadenza state, Astra's basic attacks have insane range. In fact, I don't even know if there's a max range, she basically hits across the entire training run. Astra does, however, have damage fall off though, the farther away you are. For the dodge counter while singing, it has super short iframes. They really don't want Astra to be a strong combative unit while she's spamming lightning strikes. Not that she's meant to be a DPS unit, but if you want to use Astra alone, you can hold basic attack while she's singing. This will cause Astra to exit the Idyllic Cadenza state, and she gains her core passive attack buff, assuming you have 25 energy. This basic attack finale also procs Astra's additional ability for the extra tremolo and tone clusters. You can exit Idyllic Cadenza state simply by holding dodge, so as far as I can tell, this finale basic attack is just for a solo DPS build where you want to buff Astra herself. It's worth noting that Astra's regular basic attacks and the charged regular basic do alright anomaly buildup. It's way faster than spamming basics while singing. If you're in a pinch, Astra can get a corruption trigger spamming a couple charged basics. Now to help get around and stay safe, Astra's special attack phases through enemies and she gets iframes when she's got that spectral ethereal effect. Decent amount of safety, but she can get hit while starting the move and she's vulnerable while she's charging her special attack. It's not really insane, but if you want to cover ground or have more iframe chances, you can change special attack with dash. It's neat, kinda quick, but that's about it. Last move I want to show off is Astra's Evasive Perfect Assist. She shoots a laser, which is sick, but you basically will never see this move if you plan to have Astra out singing for her buffing. It's a bit of a shame if you ask me. Astra is certainly going to be a fun support agent, but she might not be for everyone. To make the most of her quick assist enabling, you do need to be mindful of when you swap agents. Astra can buff both of her allies, but it's easy to get lost and you might lose buff uptime for a while if you mess up your swapping. Try to stay cool and not press the flashing button in the bottom right at every opportunity. If you're a fan of new gameplay options, Astra 100% is worth getting. She can be run with basically any agent, and having the option to swap via quick assist is super fun. The extra chain attacks after ulting also open up new rotation options. It's going to take some time to get used to, but there's a lot of experimenting to do with Astra, and she's excellent for double DPS setups. It's really tough to beat Caesar's shield, but for content where you don't get one shot, Astra's healing can also help make up for any strategic face tanking you may end up doing. That's all I have to say about Astra Yao. If you're looking to change up your playstyle, Astra brings incredible buffs for the team. She may not be mechanically complex herself, in fact you may only see her for like 5% of the fight, but Astra influences how the rest of your team plays. It's very fitting for a celebrity figure. Thank you for watching, enjoy Astra's singing while your team beats up the enemies, and I will see you in the next video.